that, our podcast goes live. What, Thursday mornings or Wednesday night?
Our podcast?
Yeah.
Wednesday afternoon.
So Wednesday afternoon. I'm talking about the like iTunes and stuff like that.
Wednesday night.
So Wednesday evening, we usually are able to have the next episode of our podcast up on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, and iHeartMedia. So if you listen to podcasts there, make sure you check us out. We're Behind the Wheel Podcast, and Koenig Behind the Wheel Podcast. Anyhow.
Kyle Cross says, looking great, Scott.
Oh, I don't know about that, but I appreciate you coming in, and we'll catch up. I guess we'll catch up just a few days, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, SEMA next week.
Some people say, hey.
What's up?
What's up? Everyone's saying, what's up? It's been a while since I've been on this side of the camera. Feels nice.
Feels nice?
Yeah, it feels nice. I get to hide a little bit, which is cool.
Yeah.
But,
right.
if you guys have any questions, ask away.
Yeah.
And we're also live on YouTube.
What up, YouTube?
Yeah.
So today's podcast is interesting just because we had this idea about possibly giving away a car. And there's a lot of stuff that goes along with that. Content, different things like that. So we're looking for your opinions. If you have time to drop by our YouTube channel around 3 p.m., hear us out and then see if you can voice your opinions, see what's up. You have any questions? Throw them in. If you don't.
So you saw Super Street just like unveiled the new Honda Prelude?
I didn't see it yet.
At the Tokyo Auto Show.
Oh, no, not Tokyo Auto Show, right?
Because it was.
Tokyo Auto Salon's in January.
That's what I thought I read.
Maybe it was like a Honda thing, or I don't know.
Yeah, maybe I'm like literally almost. Someone says new lewd baby. No,
new lewd.
New lewd, but yeah. So it looks like it kind of looks like the baby of like a Porsche and a GR86, but electrified.
It's all electric.
All electric, but it's a coupe. So I was saying, is it the first like EV coupe out there?
I don't think so.
What else is there?
Well, I mean, technically, wasn't one of the Tesla Roadsters the first?
I just don't remember that ever being a production car.
Well, I mean, it is sort of. No.
I don't know. Is it?
There might be other cars. I don't know.
CLT Brian says heading to the Dragon next week, so hoping to catch your live stream during SEMA if I have internet connection.
Yeah, so our plan is to go live Monday around 5 p.m. Around 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern. We're going to walk you through the booth, kind of do a quick overview of what the booth looks like, but we will also show you all the new wheels and kind of give you a little bit of Q&A time on Monday to be able to kind of have a sneak peek before the booth opens on Tuesday.
How's your sim rig going, Scott?
Sim rig is good. Who's asking that? Anybody?
Yeah, we got people asking.
So all right, so here's the deal with my sim rig. My sim rig is done. I've been using it. I haven't had a ton of seat time yet, but it's there. It's good. I've gotten over the motion sickness period. I had a motion sickness period. It wasn't great, but it's much better now, and I'm feeling pretty good. Still having some problems with just kind of getting certain, I think, settings set to the way I like them. I'm not a gamer, so like this to me, I'm using it very much like when the kids go to sleep, and I usually say to my wife, I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna run downstairs and throw some laps down. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I treat it like that. But what are you gonna do?
So it's good. You're liking it.
Yeah, I like it. I like it very much.
Nice. Are you guys gonna be at SEMA?
Yeah, we're there. 42. What's our booth number?
48021. 48021.
48021. Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
All right. 48021. Yeah, that feels right now.
Yeah.
When I said it at first, you ever say that? Like you say something and
so
it doesn't sound right?
Maybe you were saying in like different like combinations, like 48021.
Yeah, or something. I don't know. So, but anyway, yeah, we'll be at SEMA. If you're there, come swing by, say hello. And I do mean say hello. Like we are just as friendly, but when we're not on this thing as we are. So come in, ask for us. If we're around, we'll say hello. We'll hang out.
This guy says, Dough Work Racing. He said, hell yeah, we have a hosted server. We want to get a weekly time attack or W2W in Assetto.
Okay, so here's the thing. I have been offered. People have offered for me to join their servers so many times
but
now.
It doesn't cost you anything. You just
No. That's not what it is. I have made a commitment that I will get much better before I'm ready to join anybody else's server. So I'm practicing right now.
The service will help you get better, though.
I know, but like I'm not going to be that guy that goes in and virtually wipes out everybody's car.
Yeah, right, okay.
All right. So
You want to go in with some pride.
I want to go in there and at least feel like I can somewhat hold my own.
Right. All right. So what do we got coming for new stuff at SEMA?
Yeah, so I mean, we're releasing definitely some new product. Like I said, we're so close. We're less than a week away from unveiling it, so we'll leave it there. Slight disappointment in one of the things. We have one flow form wheel that just didn't make it. Super close. We even attempted to try to get a kind of a model there. It just wasn't done in time, so we're gonna have to release that in a month or so right after the show. But we will have a new flow form wheel. We got two Koenig truck wheels, which is going to be super interesting. And I already said too much. And we will have the real Forge launch this time, but also a new Forge model. So that's exciting. So yeah.
Any new merch being unveiled at SEMA?
No, not really. We don't really do too much merch. That would be probably pretty cool. We should have maybe done that. But, merch is still available on our shop if you head over to store.koenigwheels.com and you can, get some of that stuff.
Doe Work Racing
Yep.
said, okay, that's fair, but you can come practice with us anytime.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
So-
I'm you know what the worst part is? The worst part is that there are some cars that you can download and the cars are so good that it almost makes me feel like a much better driver, and that sucks.
We got Coyote 46 in here,
Yep.
Chad Anderson.
What's up, man?
Yeah, he's up in here saying hello. So you guys got any more questions, feel free to drop
Yeah.
them in, because if not, we'll...
Yeah, we'll begin to get out of here. So, yeah, if you have any questions, let us know. If not, again, today's podcast, we are talking about the idea of possibly giving away a car. And if you'd like to kind of figure out what that's all about or voice your opinion on what we should do, make sure you hop into, the podcast 3 p.m. on our YouTube channel, Koenig Wheels USA. What else we got? Anything? Any questions? Anything?
Yeah, so what...
Throw some stuff.
Yeah, what's going to be... any plans for a new white wheel?
So I do have some thoughts on something, but that won't be announced until it's announced. It won't be, and it definitely won't be announced at SEMA. So.
Kyle Cross says I need to order a set of 17-inch neoforms.
Interesting.
Yeah. Blueberry says found a $1,500 E46 on Marketplace. Considering it.
Oh, nice. Just make sure that you check, those rear subframe areas where they kind of tear out of the chassis. Because if not, you should definitely reinforce those if they're good. But if they're not good, then be prepared to reinforce them and get them set up.
CLT Brian says thoughts on neon green ultragrams.
I mean, I don't have a good thought on them.
Yes, for your thoughts.
I don't personally enjoy neon green. I can see
For wheels, yeah.
not for wheels. I tell you the color that I think pulls it off well is the Monster energy drink green, right? Like Alberto Big Boost, for those of the people that know him, he powder coated a set of hypergrams in that color. It looks fantastic. But his car is also purple. So there's a realm. I mean, if you had just a regular car, would that be the wheels you want to run out? Listen, here's the thing. I would make wheels in any color that people want. The problem is that to be able to offer wheels like that, we have to do them in enough of a run that it makes sense. And to do that, it requires people to buy them. And what tends to happen is people want something that they can't have, and the moment you release it, they don't buy it.
Street Infamy on YouTube says, hi fellas, are you going to F1 in Vegas?
No, I'm not. I mean, did you see the price that it is? Even like the homie hookup was stupid. Like, yeah, I don't think so.
What's the price?
It's crazy.
I didn't see it.
Like, so, and there's other ways to get it, right? Like, so you can, if you don't have a ticket, there's a lot of restaurants, bars, hotels, different things like that where they've kind of, I think how it works, and again, don't quote me on this, but this is essentially the theme of it. If you overlooked, or if your establishment overlooked an F1 track area, F1 came to them, a long time ago and basically said, hey, would you like to be able to have an F1 event? Meaning that you could charge people to come into your restaurant or whatever it may be to watch the race and to, eat or whatever your business does. If you said yes, then the F1 charged them, I think, if their occupancy was 200 people, they charged them like $1,000 a person, so they'd have to pay like 200 grand, to have the ability to see the race. If you said no, they essentially I think they were going to put something in front of your windows so you couldn't like see the track, the street, the strip. You know what I mean? Like, so, I mean, these people, like, when they're charging thousands of dollars, I forget how much the package is, but it's thousands of dollars to get tickets to F1.
That's a lot. Do you guys catch any of Laguna Seca grid life coverage?
A little bit. I kind of peeked in and hey, how about the whole Hurt T-Pain Nappy Automotive thing? That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Man, Hurt is such a good guy that like I wish him and his family just nothing but the best, and he's always been very funny, very likable, but he's also a real car guy and he's a real genuine dude. He's a great guy. So I wish him nothing but the best. Super congratulations to him.
Have you guys seen the Mazda Iconic SP release?
No, I haven't. I don't think
That was
I have.
Kyle Cross that said that.
No, I
haven't seen it.
I don't think so. What's the deal with that car, man?
Yeah, I have no idea. Will you guys make a one-off set of wheels?
Oh, not at this stage. We are working on it. Once we finally get this Forge program running on track, which is pretty close now. Like, this is legit. Then there eventually will be an offer to be able to have a set of wheels customized in that level. They will cost more because it does take different, programming, machining, setup time, stuff like that. But eventually we'll be there.
So it goes, I'm digging the new Brap Brap song from the Nappy Automotive.
So good. So good. I love that they use the RX, like the rotary sounds to be able to make the beat.
That's hilarious.
But I love that. You know what I love more than that? More than that, I love that T-Pain is one of us.
Yeah.
Like, straight up, T-Pain, like, not even a question, unequivocally is one of us. And, like, you see people that get involved in racing and different things, and that's cool, but, like...
Frankie Muniz?
Well, I mean, that's not, but listen, so... But what I'm saying is, like, he's going to Grid Life. He's hanging out with people. He's not there to be a star. He's there to be a car person, and I love that because, one, it just opens us up to a new level of enthusiasts, right? His whole base. But two, it really shows that, like, somebody can be superhuman and down to earth and really just. And I had the pleasure of meeting him once or twice. He's a very, very nice guy, and very much like you would think he would be.
They said the Mazda Iconic SP is a Mazda hybrid rotary engine.
That's interesting. Anybody see the Toyota ammonia engine?
Ammonia?
It's ammonia. It's an engine that runs purely on ammonia, and they say that not only is they say something like the turbo version of the engine will actually make something like 400 horsepower. So it's like...
Is it electric rotary or is it a hybrid motor? There's people talking in the comments saying, I don't know.
How could you have an electric rotary?
That's what someone just said. I don't know.
Yeah, that feels off, but I'm not saying it can't exist. I mean, like, I guess it'd be like a big wind turbine.
Well, if it's a hybrid rotary, it means it's just assisted, yeah? Like, with electric motors?
The Wankel engines are, like, so hard for me to always I understand them. I've seen them put together. I think they're really interesting from their certain point. I've tried to play with a few. I don't have very good luck with Apex seals. I don't know. I don't know enough about it to even comment, really.
For some of the newer people coming in, someone said, what are you guys showcasing at SEMA?
Yeah, so we have...
A little late to the point.
We have some wheels. We got... I don't really know if I want to do this. Monday night, 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern time, we're going to go live, and we're going to basically give you the tour of the booth and give you the sneak peek on everything that we are releasing. So you'll see it before the show opens to the public or to the non-public on Tuesday morning.
The Hyundai Hydrocarbon has my attention in 2024.
You know, there's so many other ways to skin the
So-
cat of becoming a lesser of a carbon footprint and not going straight to electric. And I think that that's the part that this government and this EPA has just totally miffed. They've messed this up so bad. And you know, you know what the hard part is when you make a plan without listening to any professionals or anybody in that industry or any of these people. I just think it's so foolish, and that's where I think we're at. It's unfortunate, but there's a lot of good ways to get there, to be kind to the environment, and still maintain infrastructure and do it in a smart way. And these car companies have been saying it over and over again. Yeah.
Ammonia engine is supposed to make good power and be fuel efficient. So
Yeah.
I haven't even heard about that thing.
Yeah,
so.
it's pretty interesting. My dad actually sent me the link. I've seen other versions of you know, engines that run on different components, but the ammonia engine is pretty interesting. I also think that before I forget, you know, man, I hope this auto worker strike ends soon for all parties involved. I really hope it ends soon. This is a really bad thing for these three companies, and it's a really bad thing for the auto workers to these three companies. And I hope that they all are able to find an amicable means to get back to work. I'm sure that all sides want that to happen.
Yeah. Oh, the Prelude was displayed at the Japan Mobility Show.
Okay, yeah, that would make more sense.
So that's what it was. So I knew it was something in Japan. I guess I was almost there.
Understood.
This guy says, "Thank you guys, good stuff. See y'all soon."
Yeah.
And he said, "Pound out."
Oh yeah.
Yeah, give us one of those. So yeah,
I like
right
that.
back at him.
Virtual pound.
What fitment for a 240SX?
Just depends on what kind of fitment you're looking for. First off, is the car still 4-lug or is it 5-lug? The next thing you're going to want to know is kind of which body style are we talking about? Like 240, I need to know, like, are we talking about S13, 14, 15? I doubt it's a 15, but throw it in there all the same.
Yeah, so I was going through a question that I got earlier, or whatever it was, and someone asked about wheel recommendations for a Lotus Exige.
Okay.
And
Is it the S1, S2, S3?
it was I think it's a 2 because it was 2014 or something like that.
I think it's an S3.
Okay, so yeah, it was the newest one.
So it just depends. What size were they looking for?
The person was not on the live, but they
Okay.
asked earlier in a message.
Okay.
But when I was looking up information on that car, it said that it's a 4-lug in the front, 5-lug in the rear. Is that right?
Yeah, so the later models were
Why
the
the hell
early
would they do that?
the early models. Well, you got to remember that a lot of the Lotus stuff was based off of Toyota platforms and parts that were available. Maybe not in the latter part of the years, but a lot of the cars are 400. And you know, and that's why you'll see some of the like S1, S2 guys. A lot of times they'll want to run, you know, let's say like a 15.7.5, 15.8, or 15.7.5, 15.9, or you know, 15, you know, 7, 15.8, something like that. You'll sometimes see them go to 16-inch wheels. Very rarely 17-inch wheels. On some of the newer cars, they are going a little bit taller, just depending.
When are you guys taking sponsorship proposals for 2024?
Yeah, so we don't basically do it by year. Like a lot of people do that. Our budgets go from year to year, so you may get an explanation that's like, hey, like, you know, right now, you know, we can only offer this, or we can only offer this, or we can't. Unfortunately, we don't have the budget for it. But we don't have like this opening and start, like an opening season, closing season thing. You can send a sponsorship proposal at any time. I will caution you though, if you are putting together a sponsorship proposal, if you are new to sponsorship, please go to our YouTube channel, Koenig Wheels USA, and search the channel for sponsorship content. We have done a lot of content, including a whole sponsorship series on how to properly write a sponsorship proposal. It's just super important that people understand what they're doing. If you send a DM that's like, can you sponsor me, and sponsor spelled incorrectly, if you want to go ahead and make a comment, if you want to go ahead and send an email that's, you know, 7 paragraphs long, but without really giving the substance, then you may not even be considered right from the beginning. So just helpful hints.
What's your favorite wheel?
I get this question all the time, don't I?
Someone asked.
Yeah, so from a sentimental point of view, the Hypergram is, but you know, for, you know, what's out right now, I really love the Heliogram and the Hypergram, and the Heliogram and the Ultragram right now. I think that the photos that we have put up on those wheels, they don't really do the wheels justice. Like in person, they are that good looking. Um, and people say, well, then why don't you take a better photo? Problem is, when we photo these wheels, we do two things. The first thing we do is we photo them into the point where we feel that we've done the best we can. Like everybody thinks you can make a better photo, but sometimes you just can't. You can't get the wheel to photograph like it should. Second thing is that we do our best to look at the photo and look at the camera and look at the photo and look at, look at the wheel, look at the camera, look at the wheel, look at the camera, so that when we look at that picture, we're like, yep, that is what it looks like while we're looking at it. Now, sometimes that comes as a downfall, right? We've seen that happen with the carbon bronze metallic, where the lighting picks up the bronze undertone better than, than maybe it looks in real life. We tried to put notes on that. We've done videos on that. Sometimes, we get photos where they'll say, oh, it's a little brown. But when you put the light on it, that's exactly how it looked. And so that's a tough thing. Like, there's different iterations. So that's my take.
Do you guys come across any drivers that you want to sponsor well, this person asks, do you guys come across any drivers that want to sponsor you guys? I don't know if
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
At SEMA. But I think he means, do you guys come across drivers that you guys want to sponsor at SEMA?
We don't come across drivers. We get approached by a lot of drivers, and we'll consider different things. Very rare that we would, it's hard to leave the booth for SEMA sometimes, so very rare that we would somehow stumble onto somebody that we didn't know and judge them for their driving while they're sitting in a booth or something. You know what I mean? Like it but people come up to us all the time and talk about things. I will say that I don't think SEMA is your best place to procure sponsorships, but I do think it's a good place to reach out and make a contact.
Someone asked, what wheels are you running?
Are we talking about me?
He's asking you.
So I have I have a set of our forged wheels on my car. I have for a while. I also really like the wheel that we had called the Ultraform, and I have those in 19-inch that I have as my spare set of wheels. And I have toyed around with doing a set of the Hexaforms for my car. I really like the Hexaform is one of those wheels that I don't think gets enough love. The wheel looks great. I mean, B profile, the wheel just looks great. It's such a good looking wheel package. I was thinking about doing a set in the bronze. I think that look really dope on my 350, but that's what I got.
Well, here's a question for you. You can sound as Koenig positive as you want. What do Koenig wheels offer best in comparison with other wheel brands?
All right, so let's do it like this. You want the real answer. You're going to come here, you're going to get the real answer. I think there's a lot of great companies now that make a lot of great product. That's first and foremost. So I think something to the level when you buy product, if you choose from one of the more reputable quality companies, I think you're going to be extremely satisfied with the type of wheel you get. Now, do I think our finishes and do I think our quality is better than 95% of the wheel brands out there? I absolutely do. And I know this because I know how much effort I put into and we put into and the team puts into. We are owned by the factory. We are the factory. Like, how much effort we put into QC and different things. And it doesn't mean that nothing will ever happen. Things sometimes happen, but we put a lot of work into making sure that it's as good as it can get. The next thing is, where do we shine? I think, one, we shine in customer service. I know that you'll have people that may, disagree with it. Maybe you're always going to find that one person that feels like they were entitled to something that they didn't get. Somebody drives through a swimming pool and then says, hey, my wheel bent, you should give me a new wheel. And we say, well, that's not, when you destroy a wheel, that's not always a cause for a replacement, and you'll have somebody that is unsatisfied. However, I think you can always approach us. You always know where we're going to be. We're always going to be here on the live at 2 p.m. Eastern every Wednesday. We're always going to answer as many questions and comments that you send in. We do our best to read as much as we can. We answer every email we can get our hands on. I mean, we do our best to be as approachable as possible, period. And I think we do it better than any wheel brand, period. And I say that without any reservation. So I think when you buy your wheels, I think, you know, if you found the quality you need, I mean, certainly we're one of the leaders in flow forming technology for sure. We make private label wheels for a lot of different wheel brands out there. What I'm saying to you is, I think that if you buy product from some of the more reputable, comparable companies to us, I think you're not going to go wrong. And I think that there's a lot of good companies out there. I think that if you want to go that next level, it really comes down to, are they there for your fitment help? Are they there when you have a question? Are they there when you have a concern? Are they there to be so that you can be part of their community and stuff like that? That's stuff that you have to decide, right? Like, we're not here to sit here and tell you only you should buy our wheels. But, you know, am I biased to this stuff? Of course. Look at the time we put into making this stuff and doing this stuff and, you know, trying to do the right thing by people. And we really care about car enthusiasts. And we do a lot of things for a lot of drivers and a lot of different grassroots programs just because we can. So, I don't know. Maybe that wasn't enough of a sales pitch, but I wasn't trying to really sell you.
That was the word I was looking for, sales pitch.
Yeah, I don't like sales pitches because I kind of feel like there's enough information for you to go out there and make a good decision on buying a set of wheels. I think that, you know, selfishly, there's not a better company, you know, in the wheel business as far as being a total package than us, but everybody has a different perspective, and certainly there's different segments.
You guys have been around for a long time. It's good to see.
Yeah, over 40 years. I think we're coming up on 42. Is that right? 42?
Yeah, I think so.
40. Yeah, coming up on 42. So, 41, 42, 41.
I'm gonna do a last call for questions.
Yeah, last call.
Keystone Automotive Operations.
What's up?
They said hello.
Cool.
Yeah. They were just checking in and saying hi. Someone says, very generally, plans for 2024.
Let's see. We got some shows that we have on the list. We have some new content ideas.
What if he was asking you personally?
Oh, what are my plans?
I don't know. He didn't specify.
Well, let me do the wheel thing first, right? So we got some new product dropping. We have new product and new segments dropping. We got some cool things in development that I cannot wait to be able to unveil. And it's not just another model wheel. I mean, totally different stuff for us, but stuff that I think is just super cool, right?
We're doing boats.
Right.
No, I'm kidding.
But so there's that stuff. Me personally, man, what do I want for 2024? I want to continue to do some really cool things with the opportunity I've been given at this company. I want to spend more time with my family. And I want to build really cool car projects, and hopefully some of these JDM insane car prices continue to go down so I can buy the share cars that I intended to before they went back up.
Yeah.
Is that a preach?
That was good.
Can I get an amen?
I want an amen ended on that, but we got questions.
All right, go ahead.
Hey guys, SEMA is coming. Thoughts on the state of things besides your booth and rollouts? What are you looking forward to seeing and learning at the show?
Yeah. I've been to SEMA 17 times. I'm the least excited about going to SEMA this year. I think this is, there's been years where I think economy-wise, maybe things were down or different, and I think like 2007, 2008 was a good one that I can think of in my head where it was very empty. The SEMA show is kind of at a pivotal point. I think there's a lot of value that the SEMA show offers people. I think it depends on your size of scope, and you've seen some of these bigger companies realize that maybe the ROI isn't there enough for them. I hope that we get to this show this year and we see a lot of great people walking the show, a lot of shops and buyers, and we have good conversations and a lot of excitement. And I think and I hope the show energy is there. So I think that's the pivotal part that I think is going to happen for the SEMA show specifically. I hope that I go there and I'm proven wrong and we're like, man, the show was fantastic, right? That's my hope. And my hope is not for SEMA, it's for the industry, right? Because if that happens, that means people are still excited about, all this stuff, and we need that. Did I answer that question?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. I'm gonna rattle through some of these questions.
Sure, I'll go quick.
No joking, someone actually asked this, and I don't recognize who the handle is. So someone goes, "Where's Doubt? He's sexy."
I mean, I would say everybody's allowed their own opinion, and Doubt is somewhere in the building if he's not outside taking a smoking break.
Yeah. Best rear-wheel drive car to buy under 11,000. I'm a new driver.
I say 350Z. I mean,
Bias.
a bias, but
Yeah.
what else? Good, give me one.
What, a car?
Yeah, rear-wheel drive under $11,000. You're gonna say Miata, and I'm gonna
MR2.
smack you. Oh,
Spider too.
I don't know that I agree with Rich, but
You
I
can
think
find those for good
350Z.
prices.
I understand
In
you
good
can.
condi- in
I still
good
think
condition.
I still think a 350Z is a better buy. I think you can find more of them. It's easier to find. I think you can easily be able to aftermarket the crap out of those cars,
Buy a beat up S2000.
but you're still spending $15,000.
You can find a right on the cusp of 11. I think. You
No
can find-
way. No way.
Maybe like a high mileage one.
Without any wheels or fenders. I mean, I don't know.
Depends where they live.
Well, Rich lives in Idaho because that must be where he,
Well, I was gonna
where
say
he
because
is.
in New York, there's no way you can get that.
All right.
But
I say 350Z.
I don't know what this question really is, but see, so how
Okay.
about the Rewind 4x1 110 size? It was not a good fitment for first gen RX-7.
Yeah,
4x110.
So I agree that I don't really understand what the question is either. I think what you're saying is, hey, the Rewind in 40110, you got it for your first gen RX-7, which
wasn't
is
a
what they
great
would
fit.
fit, and you're saying it wasn't a great fit. Well, here's the thing. Unfortunately, it's really your only fit. There's not too many 40110 wheels left. So, we kind of keep that around just to service it, but we're not going to go back after 20 years or 15 years and make a new mold for that. There's just not enough demand, unfortunately. And I say that, and it pains me as a car person, but truth.
Blueberry goes, fight about to go down at Koenig HQ after we were arguing over that.
Happens all the time, by the way.
I had to add spacers to make the rim even with the fender. A very weak offset for the car. We can get no love from Koenig.
Yeah, so I mean, I hear what you're saying, but imagine it like this: there were a handful of cars that were built, and the people that ended up buying those cars, the first gens, they didn't want to do anything with them except put some wheels and tires on it and roll down the street. And for you to be able to do that back then and run a good sized tire, that's kind of what it was about. If we were making a wheel today, it would be totally different. But that wheel's been around for, I mean, geez, it's got to be almost 20 years.
Last two questions.
But I agree with you.
Last two questions. I'm gonna rattle this off. This person really quickly says, "What's SEMA? I'm from Greece. I don't know what this stuff is."
Specialty Equipment Manufacturers Association show that takes place in Las Vegas, Nevada every year. The show is the largest aftermarket automotive show. It's a trade show every year, so it's kind of like the exclusive, like, get into the show because it's not open to the public type of thing. Although SEMA is doing their best to promote a retail portion of this by allowing the outside to be open. Some people are allowed to get in on Friday now, depending on how they are limited availability. And then they have SEMA Fest that following weekend in Las Vegas.
The guy with the RX-7 saying the fact that you guys made a week off, I think he's a week offset for the first generation of the 7, it was a waste of money, is what he said.
Well, I mean, it really wasn't. I mean, look, I hear what you're saying. You're upset because you didn't get exactly what you want in a really affordable wheel package. I understand. Like, I'm not disagreeing with you. What I'm saying to you is that wheel's been around for 20 years, and if you go back 20 years, what was considered aggressive has changed immensely. I mean, in 20 years ago, 17 by 7-inch wheels were big. Like, that's the way it was. Like, I hear what you're saying. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just telling you, like, at this stage, there's not enough demand to go back for a first-gen RX-7 and redevelop something that's going to be there. There are a lot of people that when they get to that stage that do one-off stuff. It's just a lot more money, as you know. So, sorry. But that's kind of where we're at.
Yeah, I'm going to move over to this question over here. This is going to be the last one. I'm going to just finish it up here.
Whatever.
This person goes, what kinds of different products do you guys offer? I know it's harder on you guys now that there are so many China companies.
So I don't think it's, everybody says that. I don't think it's harder. I don't think it's harder. Like, first off, I think that, if you build a company and you're afraid of competition, or if you're not prepared to do your own thing and create your own vibe, then you weren't going to be successful anyway. If you're if you're getting a customer that's really happy with buying, let's say, maybe something that's really inexpensive, and they're not concerned about quality, they're not concerned about a lot of these different things. Again, I don't know that that's our customer anyway. We keep our head down. We try to do things. We try to, you hear how we argue over 350Zs? Like, we argue like that over the wheels. We care about this stuff. We're car people. We like cars. So we've been gifted the opportunity to work in an area where we get to, develop wheels and do cool car things. And that's what we do. So we look at it as an opportunity, and we really don't spend a lot of time worrying about what the external forces are going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yep. I think we're good to go.
You sure?
Yeah.
You have anybody else? What do we got?
No.
You have more fighting words?
Well, the last guy said I don't like your response in regards to the 4x110 first gen RX-7.
My response in what way?
That's what he just said. I just don't like your response in regards. And then someone said, "Bro, no one cares about your first gen RX-7."
No, listen. I don't think that's true. Let me put it in a better sense. I care very much about first gen RX-7s. The same way I care very much about second gen, like the FCs and the FD. Like, I love cars. And so I know exactly what you're talking about when you're saying, hey, I had to put a spacer to get my wheel to where I needed it to be. I get that very much. If there was any other cars that were 4 and 110, if there was any other, if there were super popular cars and a lot of people were looking for wheels, like just supply and demand, we would have more offerings for it. The problem is that if we were to go re-engineer a wheel that we've been selling for 20 years to make this wheel for the first gen RX-7, we would probably sell 8 of them. And we can't run a company doing that. And unfortunately, part of being able to do cool things is also being able to do them in a smart way so that you can afford to stay in business. Now, there are other options you can do and you can go through. And one of those things is to do some sort of, more customized one-off setup, somebody that's going to machine some stuff. There are plenty of those boutique wheel companies. We're just not that. And I do apologize. Like, I feel bad that anybody that's not super, happy with what they got, but I also am not going to lie to you and give you some answer. That is the real answer. So I hope that helps in some way. I don't know if it helps, but
that's it. Everyone in the comments is saying Koenig Fight Club.
No, we don't.
Koenig
we don't fight.
Club. And then someone says I got my money on Scott.
No, but here, I don't like it as fighting. I think a lot of the things that we're passionate about, even if you watch some of the podcasts where Rich and I argue over Honda versus Hyundai, where Civic Type R versus Elantra N's, like, it's not because we hate on these cars. We love everything cars. We talk about cars all day long, but there is a level of, passion that kind of fuels, and not everybody's supposed to have the same opinion, right? Like, is that what you want? You want to roll out, everybody's running the same wheel, same color, same everything?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if everybody's going to run a Koenig wheel like that, I guess I wouldn't mind as much, but I mean, it's still, I'd mind. Anyhow, that's it. Podcast coming up in just about 15 minutes on our YouTube channel. Head over there. We're talking about the idea of giving away a car.
And all streaming platforms.
Yeah, and all podcast platforms.
Yes.
It will go live on all podcast platforms shortly. So there's that. But don't forget, piece of content going live on Friday. We put a piece of content on our YouTube channel every Friday, but also SEMA next Monday, we will go live before the show starts at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern at the show. We'll kind of give you a booth tour. We'll also show you all the new wheels, give you the sneak peek before the show opens on Tuesday morning. Hope you're doing well. Hope you have a good week. Take care of yourself. Sorry about the RX-7 thing. We will catch you next week.